Babalwa Zimbini Makwetu is an acclaimed award-winning powerhouse. She's a soundscape architect, original music director, songwriter, singer, actress, and an international performer. After achieving performer mastery at Magnet Theatre in 2012, Zimbini embarked on a global odyssey, collaborating with diverse music producers, theatre companies and directors worldwide. Zimbini's magnetic presence has graced national and international stages, representing the essence of South Africa in prestigious theatres and music festivals. The pinnacle of her career came in 2020 when she clinched the Best Sound Design Original Music Soundscape Live Performance Award at the Fleur Theatre Awards. Zimbini defines her music genre as Cinematic Afro Pop. It's a fusion that encapsulates the essence of her heritage. Well, Zimbini's in studio with us to tell us a little bit more about this journey of hers and what a journey it's been. Nice to have you here.
It's good to be here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
Isn't it always sort of having like an out-of-body experience when you hear somebody read your CV to you?
It is. Sometimes it can be so overwhelming because I'm like, Jesus Christ, is it that long? Have I done so many things like that? So yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I mean, proud, no doubt. That this is what you managed to achieve. I mean, if you go back to the beginning, it could not have been an easy journey.
True. Yeah. And besides all the achievements and profession that is stated in my biography, I'm also like just a human being, a lover of life. You know, I see it as a privilege to just, you know, live, and the fact that I can be anything, anyone, anywhere, anytime. Yeah. You know, I'm a mother to two beautiful boys, and
How old
I'm a
are they?
daughter. One is 8, and the younger one is 10 months now.
Oh, wow. So you're in the thick of it at the moment. Okay.
Sleepless nights for me all the time.
Yes, I can see that.
So yeah, that's, and I'm also a daughter to my two beautiful parents. So I'm originally from Eastern Cape, Vuma. And you know, my father and my mother would shout at me if I don't mention their name. Unomzi, Nobakhohlile, Makwetu. Those are my parents.
You know their screams in the Eastern Cape at the moment.
They shaped all of this.
and I'm so happy that you're giving them that sort of accolade, because
they deserve
at the end
it.
of the day, it is support that's needed, because this isn't an easy path. You know, I suppose it's easier to go and study, get a degree, and then just do it. But being in music, being in art, being a writer, songwriter, actress, these come with heartbreak and challenges, and many people don't make it. So it's always that feeling that your parents are like, please go be a doctor.
A proper job, as they call it.
Job.
But it's really like a privilege. My parents have been like very supportive from the beginning, from the on-go. And it's beautiful how they just trust everything that I do, and how they just understand that I'm this child in the family that keeps on breaking the rules, because we're from a Christian family, but they allow me to be myself, to explore, to ask questions, to question things, to not just be comfortable with whatever it is that they taught me, but they allow me the privilege to go and find things for myself, to know more about myself, to understand my identity, my heritage, which is what I embrace mostly in my music, because I feel like sometimes our culture is demonized, and that is what I'm really focusing when it comes to my music, making sure that I'm bringing back the power that it holds and the beauty, the glory that it has, because it is hard growing up as a black child and knowing that, you know, most of the time when you go to certain spaces, you're not allowed to perform certain rituals or certain things because they find them demonic. So with my music, I'm using it as a weapon, and it is such a gift, because I know that the ones that came before me, which is my ancestors, they paved the way for me to make sure that I carry on with the baton that they have passed on me, and I'm making sure that I'm doing the same thing to make the next generations aware, to make the next generations understand, to find pride in themselves, to be happy in this skin, to embrace their heritage, to be authentic and to be themselves.
You talk about, I'm fascinated by what you're saying. The word demonic jumps out at me, and I don't necessarily like to hear things like that. And you describe yourself as a cultural luminary. Please educate me. I mean, what is it that you do to demystify some cultural attributes, and what is it that people worry about?
You know, sometimes it's just like small things, maybe just before the performance, obvious, like I'll pray, or maybe burn, you know, essence or impepo, you know, but as soon as that happens, you can see the tension in the room arises because, like, okay, now witchcraft, you know, and that's not always the case. That's never the case, you know. It is how I prefer to align myself and find that connection with my ancestors, because with my music, I honor my ancestors. I am trying to scream and say, you know, free my ancestors, free my culture, free my heritage, free me, you know. I just want to be fully myself, and I believe that God loves me the way I am, and I believe that God was very intentional when he created me.
He certainly was, and that goes with, I think he was intentional when he created all of us.
And God is not toxic.
But I like the way you carry it, and you're very passionate about it. Your debut single, Vuma, this was released back in 2019, right? So, I mean, this was then followed by the release of India Hlela in 2020. Your music, how was it received? Because I mean, that was a difficult period in South Africa, as we know, in the world.
A tough
one.
A
COVID period.
Yeah.
How did it happen? I mean, talk to us about that.
I mean, as I said, that, you know, everything that I do is always spiritually inclined. So the time, in terms of us, we might see it that, okay, it's not a perfect timing to drop the album or to work on an album, but because I have a background and I have a story. But if something comes now and says, this is the time to drop the album, I mean, in terms of logistics and everything, it doesn't look like it's proper timing, but, you know, the divine timing is never wrong. So I just had to drop it in that space during COVID. It was received well, you know, and I feel like people are starting to discover the album now, which is a bummer because they really love the album so much, and I am just about to release another one. So it's a bit of, you know, a challenge for me, because now I'm worried, oh my God, they're so clingy, they are discovering this album, they're loving it, and I'm ready and prepared to drop another one.
Wow.
But still, I believe the timing is
do we know when?
On the 7th of June. I'm dropping Kukuru Kuku.
That's fantastic. Is it much different to your first one, or you...
It's the same story. The story continues. Great. The first one was more of a prayer, and Kukuru Kuku is really, it really honors my ancestors, like it goes deeper. So there's no direct translation for it.
I wanted to ask you,
sound that is made
I love
by
that
a
word.
cock. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It's just a sound that is made by a cock. But once you hear that sound, you know you've made it to another day. You mostly hear it in the villages. Most of the time. So I decided to record that and made that sound deliberately, because I want people, every time when they hear that sound, especially my people, when they hear that sound, they need to know that they need to wake up. It's time to wake up. Yeah. It's time to make a difference.
Wake up, make a difference, and also be transported to your roots, because I imagine you hear that. I have a whole bunch of sounds going on in my head at the moment with that, and I can imagine how beautiful it is. So besides your music, I also want to touch on your acting, because you seem to have a lot of callings in a lot of different directions. So you got a nomination for Best Supporting Actress in a play at the Fleur Theatre Awards. So talk to us about what play, what was it for?
It was Ichalala Mawele, directed by Umandla Mbotwe, and I was playing Unozi, the younger sister. So it was a very, not a challenging role, but because I was playing with, you know, not superstars, but I was playing with people that had more experience than me, and I was new in the industry because I had just like graduated and all of that. It was one of my first professional productions that I did. So it was a lot of pressure for me, but then again, I always keep it rooted. I always breathe and keep it calm, and knowing that, you know, I'm not doing these things alone. I'm always held. I have a whole company of Izihlwele with me, you know. Yeah. So I'll never go wrong. It was a very beautiful experience for me. Okay, so I do know something quite lovely about you, and that is that it's your birthday today. It is my birthday today. It's your birthday. and it's not just a normal birthday, it's quite a big one. Yeah. Are we open about our age, or should we keep that quiet? No, it's okay. 30 so we are 30 years old. 30 This is beautiful. Oldest. Because this is a very special year to be 30. 30 years of democracy.
You're turning 30. You're in the election voting month in a time where South Africa is changing, and people talk about change on the horizon. You were born into this democracy. You were born into a very interesting South Africa.
Very interesting
What
South
are you?
Africa.
What does your voice tell you? I mean, because that, I think you may have a very interesting voice to listen to in the run-up to where we are right now. And looking back over these 30 years, are you satisfied with where we are as a people?
There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And I think we are the generation that's going to bring that change. We are not quite free. I don't feel entirely free, and I'm speaking for myself.
Indeed.
I don't feel entirely free. I don't feel I'm equal with the other race. And we still have a lot of work to catch up and create a different South Africa. This is not, I don't think my ancestors fought for this kind of freedom that we have.
Yeah.
I think it was better than this. And freedom isn't something that we need to beg. They're not doing us any favor. It is something that we were born with. It is something that is in us. It is the power that we were born with. So we don't need to kind of beg for it or appreciate. Or at least it's better than before. Now we must be appreciative. You know, this younger one, born frees, they don't appreciate. They don't know the struggles. You know, during apartheid it was hard. We were short. You know, there were blood everywhere in the streets and all of that. We understand. Maybe that part has gone quiet, but now the killing still continues. I feel like there's systems that are put in place to still kill a black man, you know, and it might not be like physically. The violence might not be physically. They might not be shooting us like with guns and all of that, but there are systems that I feel like are put in place to still kill us, to still oppress us, and we are so damaged psychologically. And I'm always trying to address issues that we face as this generation, not to say that I have any solution, but or any solutions, but I always try to make sure that I speak my voice and I speak my truth and I speak what I see, what I understand, so that I can be heard, so that another person that is like me can also feel and resonate with me and feel the need to also speak, to also open their mouth, so that we are all aware, because awareness is the most powerful tool.
Listen, that is a very powerful statement you just made, and I am so glad you got to do it here on this platform so somebody can watch you, be inspired, follow in your footsteps, and listen to your music. Being your birthday, I wish we could sing too, but you're going to sing to us instead. That's what you do. I don't know how it happens, but you would rather be the one singing.
It's the
than
life
us.
that I chose.
I'm just telling you. But listen, happy birthday. Good luck for the release of your new album, and also can't wait to hear you singing us out here this morning on Morning Live.
Bless you so much.
Bless you.
Thank
Lots
you
of
so
blessings.
much.
Award-winning powerhouse, soundscape architect, original music director, songwriter, singer, actress, international performer, Babalwa Zimbini Makwetu.